Our last speaker is a person who stuttered, who is successfully running his own company without running away from his stutter, because authenticity is more valuable to him than fluency. Many of you may recognize his smiling face from our fall 2014 newsletter. He's a proud Army brat, born in Germany but raised primarily in the Mississippi Delta. He's the COO and co-founder of a custom-made jeans company called Blue Delta Jeans, based in Verona, Mississippi. He's also an app developer, and he's working on something we might all find interesting. He came to our attention when we saw a short video he made about his company. For his speaking parts, he chose to keep his stuttering in the video rather than edit around it, because it was more authentic that way. We agree, and we are so glad you and your wife Augusta could join us tonight. Let's welcome Nick Weaver of Blue Delta Jeans.
Hey guys, I am Nick Weaver from Blue Delta Jeans, and that's a tough act to follow. So thank you for making this even tougher than it is. And I am with you. So anytime that you get ready to start, and I'm sure that this energetic woman is as well. So thank y'all for having me. Thank you too, Jim. Not only for the last year, but that article has sold me a lot of jeans. I get jean requests from stuttering people all over the world.
I brought jeans with me tonight.
But also, thank you for changing the way that people see stutter, because I don't have the same sad story, I guess, other stutters have. Because people like her and this organization have changed the mindset of the way that people actually see stutter. And I guess I'm just going to, and I didn't bring any notes, so I'm just going to, I got a southern accent, I'm going to talk slow, I'm going to talk long. And I'm just going to tell you, a little bit about, my story, hoping that it will, inspire a teacher, a parent, a stutter. Anytime, I'm just so blessed. And also, before I get started, thank you to my lovely wife, Augusta. She is the mother of my son. She lets me be a crazy entrepreneur and to chase down dreams. So I really appreciate it. Like Jane stated, I am an Army brat. So I went to and me and my wife counted, so I changed schools 17 times in 12 years. And my brother didn't stutter. And the good news is, I didn't know I stuttered. So I don't know how other stutterers, find out. Mine was a complete surprise on a home video. My father stuttered. He's a very intelligent man, but I saw it crippled his ambitions. It hurt, like it was a disadvantage to his self-esteem, to his social skills. Even when he, even to argue a point, even if he knew he was right, he would just nod because he didn't want to go through the pain of actually saying the words. And and I want to be like my father in every aspect, but this one. So let me tell you how I started, off. So I would change schools, and people would, ask me, "Why do you talk like that?" And I was like, "Southern accent." I had no idea. So I was watching a Christmas video when I was 8 years old, and my mom, and nobody told me, and Dad stuttered, so I figured, it's just, normal. So my mom had it on video, and I'm watching the home Christmas video, and of course I had I didn't shut up then either. So I was running the video, and I come running in front of the camera, and I said, do like 30 times in a row, and I could not believe that this was me talking. So it tore me up. I cried. I ran into Mom. I said, "What is wrong with me?" And she said, "Nothing." And that right there, that started the foundation of good, of a good jumping point of me having probably more confidence than I actually should have. As you can tell, my wife is better looking than me. And I actually, we actually met at a concert, and I tapped her on the shoulder and said, "Hey, do you want stuttering, good-looking children?" And she said, "What?" And he is good-looking, but she did give me a wrong name and a wrong number that. But I was not easily detour, so I got her roommate's number. Easy, problem fixed. And I say all this is that my father and his uncle was a stutterer. So my whole family, they really provided a great support. But the problem was the outside world. It was a disadvantage. It was hey, think about how to work around this. You need to find something that you don't talk in. After I started changing schools, all this confidence I had started to go away. So even at 10 and 11 years old, I would pray to God to take it away, and I even contemplating getting a notepad, and never speaking again and just writing notes. And anybody spent 5 minutes with me, knowing that I would shut up forever, I know that sounds crazy, because I talk a lot, and I'm on a roll right now, so I'm pumped. School's tough, and you're starting new schools, and you can't say your name, and you can't say where you're from. But this disadvantage of me changing schools, it gave me people skills that our generation is lacking. There are a lot of people that are even fluent, that are emailing folks, that are texting folks, that don't have this personal relationship. Well, me always changing and always moving, it has made my business skills better. I actually, to this day, if we have an upset customer, I will call them, because if I start stuttering on the phone, it kind of deflates them. Deep scream at a stutterer on the phone. It makes people like, dang, because now it's not looked at something as a handicap, or that they associate stuttering with stupidity. People understand more now, and I'm not sure that I would have been allotted all these open doors 20 or 30 years ago. But this organization, people like you, are making it possible. So thank you, Jane, for all you do for us. But all these disadvantages, and now I'm not sure I'd sell my stuttering for $10,000. If you walked in and said, "I'll buy it," I don't know if I would, because it would kill half my jokes. And people wouldn't recognize me, and I don't know how I would feel if I could call and order a pizza. That would just be weird. But what I thought was a disadvantage, what I thought was a weakness, has now become my strength, because now people pay attention to what I'm saying, because they're scared to offend me, or oh, he said this, everybody just shuts up when I talk. So now I can grab the attention. It is great when you're negotiating contracts because they're almost scared to argue with me verbally. I will use any advantage I can. Don't tell my don't let that secret out. But all these disadvantages, and we're and we're talking about the entrepreneur. Well, stuttering taught me, stuttering developed my mind. Stuttering helped me develop business skills. It has helped me, help me grab people's attention. I got a hot wife. I mean, stuttering's been pluses to me. But these, taking these disadvantages, I have correlated them over into the business world. We started off, cutting and sewing jeans in Tupelo, Mississippi, and I didn't have a lot of money to go build up these huge inventories, so I had to be creative. He has been creative. His weakness has created a whole nother company, because he couldn't go get a job, probably making way less money than you're making. Your disadvantage has become your blessing, And in the beginning of us starting the bleaching company, I didn't have, the advantages of being, of having a lot of startup capital. So we had to buy minimum raw goods. We couldn't sign these big deals because didn't nobody care about our brand. So we started letting our customers in on the design process. So they pick out your thread, you pick out your denim and your cut. We take about 10 to 12 measurements and we hand draft patterns for each of our clients. So our disadvantage of not having enough capital to go be like everybody else, to make a rack jean and to build these huge inventories and do what everybody else has been doing. Our weakness of not being able to do this has made us creative. We took our weakness and now it is our strength. Now I don't make a rack jean on purpose, and I could afford to do it now. We don't speed things up. Nothing is automated on the process. Levi's takes about 3 minutes to make a jean. It takes us about 3 hours. But we don't have to compete with them. Our disadvantage has become our advantage. And I think it's awesome that people like Mac and people like me have taken, what may have been a disadvantage, and now it is my blessing. It is something that I'm not sure that I don't want to get rid of. And I know that there are kids that don't have this mindset yet. That there are parents that all they want to do is fix it, cure it, do it. But sometimes you have to own it. Max owned it, and now Mac owns his own business. That's the same. If we can, inspire anybody, a teacher, a parent. Hey, it's not like something that you want to stick in the back closet and not talk about. It's okay to stutter. It's okay not to be, not to be fluid. But all of that is possible in today's mindset because of people like you that have made the contribution to educate the masses. So, if there's anything I could ever do for anybody in this room, please contact me. Thank you, Jane, for everything again, and that's all I have.
Thank you, Nick. Your courage inspires us all. I'd like to close tonight by reading another short excerpt from Vice President Joe Biden's letter. If I could share one piece of advice with all those struggling with a stutter, it would be this. When you commit yourself to a goal, and when you persevere in the face of a struggle, you will discover new strengths and skills to help you overcome not only this challenge, but future life challenges as well. I promise you, you have nothing to be ashamed of, and you have every reason to be proud. Thank you all for coming, and good night.